Here's something that should bother you. Most of what you believe about money, the rules you're following, the decisions you're making, the things you're avoiding, a lot of it came from advice that was either oversimplified, outdated, or designed to benefit someone other than you. And because it sounds reasonable and you've heard it repeated enough times, it feels like fact. It feels like conventional wisdom. It feels like the safe play. But some of it is quietly costing you. And the worst part, you don't know which parts. Because myths about money don't announce themselves. They just sit there, dressed up as common sense, doing damage in the background. So today we're going through the biggest ones. And I promise, at least one of these is going to make you rethink something you believed for years. Myth 1. Renting is throwing money away. You've heard this, probably from a parent or an older relative who bought their house for a fraction of what houses cost today. And in their world, in their era, the advice made sense. But here's the reality of 2026. A home is not automatically a wealth-building asset. It's an asset with a mortgage, property taxes, insurance, maintenance costs, and an opportunity cost on your down payment that nobody talks about. When you run the actual numbers, not the emotional version, the math version, renting and investing the difference frequently outperforms buying, especially in high-cost markets and for people who move within 7 to 10 years. A landmark study from economists at the University of Chicago found exactly this. Buying can be the right call, but renting is throwing money away is a myth, and it's one that has pushed a lot of people into houses they couldn't actually afford on a timeline that didn't actually serve them. Myth 2. You need a lot of money to start investing. This one keeps more people on the sidelines than almost anything else. And it's completely wrong. The era of needing thousands of dollars to open a brokerage account is over. Most major platforms today have no minimum. Fractional shares let you buy a piece of any stock for as little as $1. And index funds, the single most recommended investment vehicle for most individual investors, are accessible to anyone with a few dollars and a phone. Here's the thing that actually matters. The amount you start with matters far less than when you start. A 2023 report from Fidelity found that investors who started early but invested small amounts consistently outperformed investors who waited until they had more money to invest larger amounts. Time in the market beats timing the market. And waiting until you have more money is just another way of saying you haven't started yet. Myth 3. A credit card is dangerous and you should avoid it. Look, if you carry a balance month to month and pay 24% April on it, a credit card is absolutely working against you. That part is real. But a credit card used correctly, paid in full every month, no exceptions, is one of the best financial tools available to most people. Purchase protections, fraud liability coverage, travel insurance, and rewards that, if you actually use them, represent real value on spending you were going to do anyway. The myth isn't that credit cards can be dangerous. They can. The myth is that the solution is avoidance. The solution is discipline. And discipline, in this case, is one rule: pay the full balance every month. One rule: if you can follow it, the card works for you. If you can't, it works against you. But avoiding credit cards entirely means avoiding a credit history, and a thin credit history will cost you real money when you eventually apply for a loan, a mortgage, or even a rental apartment. Myth 4. You should pay off all debt before you invest. This one sounds responsible. It feels conservative. It feels safe. And for high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, anything above 7 or 8%, it's absolutely right. But applying that same logic to all debt is where it goes wrong. If you have student loans at 4% interest and you pause all investing to pay them off aggressively, you're giving up years of compound growth in the market, which has historically returned around 10% annually, to eliminate a 4% cost. That's not conservative. That's actually the more expensive choice. The rule isn't pay off all debt first. The rule is pay off high-interest debt first and invest simultaneously if your debt rate is below what the market is likely to return. And this distinction between high-interest debts and low-interest debt is worth genuinely understanding because it changes how years of your financial life unfold. Myth 5. More income fixes everything. This one might be the most seductive myth in the whole list because it feels like such a simple solution. Just earn more. The number goes up, the problems go away. But we covered this in another video. Lifestyle inflation is real, it's automatic, and it ensures that for most people, expenses rise in perfect lockstep with income. The Federal Reserve's own research has found that a significant percentage of high-income owners, people making over $100,000 a year, are still living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they are reckless, because the system of how money gets managed doesn't change just because more of it arrives. More income into a broken system disappears just as efficiently as less income into a broken system. Income is a tool. The system is a strategy. And until the system is right, more income just gives you more to mismanage. Here's what ties all 5 of these myths together. They are all versions of the same problem, conventional wisdom that stopped at the surface level. Renting looks like waste. Waiting sounds like prudence. Avoiding credit sounds like discipline. Paying off all debt sounds like caution. Earning more sounds like the answer. None of them are wrong in every situation, but none of them are right in every situation either. And applying them without understanding the logic underneath has quietly cost people real money for decades. The antidote to a myth is not a different myth. It's a question. When you hear financial advice from a parent, a podcast, a coworker, anyone, ask, what is the actual logic here? What is this advice assuming about my situation? Does it still hold when I run the actual numbers? Because the people who build real financial security aren't the ones who follow the most popular rules. They are the ones who understand why the rules exist in the first place and can tell when those rules apply to their life and when they don't. You now know which myths to stop following. Start applying the real logic instead.